Welcome to the beach, welcome to Trespass 2. We are back again. Sorry I can't be with you, but you have got an amazing bill of delight to be had. And oi profundity, which is about to be performed in front of your very eyes and ears. You have got an amazing lineup, including Conflict, who are just going to be fantastic. And obviously we hope that the police just stay out of the way. And if you are a police officer and you're around about in the vicinity, please do your job and fuck off. So, welcome to the show. I hope you enjoy it. It should be a blast. Enjoy. Take the beach. It's ours.
Trespass was inspired by Mark Thomas and his comedy show, the same name, that he organised last year in the summer of 2015. When he looked at London and the changing nature of London, the gentrification, and he noticed that public spaces were slowly being taken over by corporations and private interest groups. Unaccountable bodies that claim ownership to public spaces. The paths that we walk along every day are actually not a public path, they're a private land. So if you make a statement and want to make a protest against some sort of injustice about gentrification and things like that, 9 times out of 10 you're stuck in private land. And so last year we organised this big gig on the beach of the River Thames down here with Oi Polloi and Flowers of Flesh and Blood, and it was a great success. Loads of people turned up and we felt we really made a stand against this whole encroachment of public space. So with such an amazing gig we couldn't help but want to do it again.
Thank you very much.
The problem with London is it's become a yuppie shithole. It is a corporate wank stain against once what was an incredible city, and actually a city that was vibrant and interesting and had all sorts of culture, and actually was home to just sort of millions of people who were just ordinary working class people. And now people are being driven out of London. So what happens is this corporate takeover of space. It is the ownership of space. It's these corporations infringe upon all aspects of public space. So up there, right, this walkway along here, that's actually private. That's owned by trusts and corporations and whatnot. So although we think it's a public space, and it is a public space that it's something that we have access to, that's it. Legally, it belongs to someone else. They can put their laws up there. They can have their own sort of police up there. So this is privatising laws and bylaws. It is taking away rights. You can't go up there and make a speech. You can't go up there and hold a rally. You can't go up there and protest because you'll be just, this is our land, we do what we like. So your laws, your rights, your human rights don't exist in the form that they should do up there, because that is private property, that is corporate property, and therefore our rights decrease in that. And what we need to do is to reclaim as much of the public space as we can. Events like this, which take over the beach, are really, really important because it claims it as ours. It means that we will take the space, we will use the space, and we will use it for our enjoyment, for the public good, for the greater public good, and say that actually these places are meant for us. They're meant for us to enjoy them. They're meant for us to claim them. They're meant for us to live in and enjoy. We're not supposed to live in a bunch of yuppie rabbit hutches. Well, that lot can, but we're not supposed to live in this way. We're not, human beings are meant to live in a communal and cooperative way. That's what it is. We don't live in isolated little hutches. Our lives aren't just little bonds of investment. Our lives aren't just mechanisms to just get the money in so that we can keep paying off mortgages. Our lives are about fun and actually the reclaiming of public land, of public space, and saying we will put our toehold here is an act of rebellion and an act of joy. It's an act of being a human being.
At the time on the first Trespass gig, we had some protesters spontaneously come down. We didn't really know much about what they were doing, but they came down and gave out some leaflets. And that was TICOS, the campaign against the Garden Bridge. And so we spoke to them, got them to do a speech, and then it was obvious that if we're going to do it again, we're going to do it for them.
TICOS is Thames Central Open Spaces. We were formed in September 2014. After the meeting that we heard that we were going to get a garden bridge, a whole bunch of us were pretty annoyed about that, and so we came together in order to protect this open space and any other future developments that might happen. And the group has just grown. The amount of people that have taken interest in preserving public space, because it's so scant these days in central London, let alone green public space as well. We've got to preserve that. The Garden Bridge started off as an idea from Joanna Lumley. She wanted something to commemorate Diana, Princess of Wales. She approached the leaseholders of the land here, Coin Street Community Builders, in 2002. And the idea has been in her head for all this time until Boris Johnson came into power in 2012. And she asked and she got very quickly. And the planning process has been very quick. It's to cut down all the trees that you see behind me and to get rid of this green space. A huge, great commercial building is going to land here because it needs to weigh down the huge weight of the Garden Bridge. And so this is public land. This is our public space. It's a public right-of-way that was left to us when the land was reclaimed from the London residuary body back in the 1980s. It was fought hard for by Coin Street Community Builders, so we find it quite ironic that they want to give up this piece of land, which was specifically left to people like me who don't have a garden.
There's only one word for it, unnecessary, isn't it? Do you need any more? I'm surprised how much people will put up with, to be totally honest with you, before they even begin to fight back, let alone, the amount of shit. I'm sure if you was to put a red bin outside someone's house and said, you've got to fill that up with gold coins everywhere, they would. It's just stupid, isn't it?
The Garden Bridge is frankly just a piece of gentrified tosh. It's a piece of shit. Because it's not going to be a public bridge, it's going to be a corporately owned bridge. Joanna Lumley should fucking just piss off. Boris has gone, just fuck off with him, right? You fucking sneery fucking twat. The point being is, we don't want a bridge here, it's actually not needed. But what you're going to do is you're going to take away public space. You're going to just make sure that it's a corporate structure, so that if you're a member of the public, you can go on there, but you can't go on in over certain groups. They're going to monitor your phone records so they know who's going on there. They're going to, you can't cycle over there. It's going to be shut for corporate events. And it's going to be funded with public money. This is absolutely a piece of private companies felching and thieving and sponging off the states. And next time someone on the Daily Express or someone like that starts talking about parasites and sponges and all of that, point them in that direction, because the rich are just brilliant at being able to use public money and scheme it off for their own devices. And that's what that is. Joanna Lumley, you're a lovely actress, but stick to it, love. Don't get involved in construction. And Boris, we should be able to fucking publicly hunt him in the street. What we should do is fucking hunt Boris and fucking whip him. They want to get rid of the Human Rights Act. Let's chase these fuckers and publicly lash them like the fucking scum and reprobate fucking reckless shitholes and greedy arse. The way that we should kill Boris Johnson, we should insert David Cameron into his arsehole and wait for them both to fucking die. I feel much better now. Brilliant.
Years ago, this place was supposed to be for offices and hotels. It's not, actually, because the local residents fought for this area and we've got social housing all around here. That Oxo Tower, that's social housing. There's a swanky restaurant on the top, but it's social housing, all the rest of it. And the rest of it is social housing around here. But the Garden Bridge people want to come and privatise this land. All of this social housing, this open space, this riverside walk, this beach, this was all created after a 10-year fight in the 70s and 80s. And they want to come and take this off us. Who are they? Boris's mates. Lumley. Led by a banker, Lord Davis. Always trust a banker to make sure he gets the money. They've already had £42 million of our money to go towards this bridge. There's no sign of it at the moment, but they've spent £42 million on their swanky friends and their swanky businesses. So, how are we going to fuck them, as you say? How are we going to stop this happening?
Mighty and invincible as they boil the seas for power, accruing armies on the land to protect the state that cowers from the Ruskies, from the dollar. One's investment, one's their enemy. These people, why can't they love? Human feelings don't matter. I draw what they would rule, building castles and tycoons, and trust out to the firm, sending rockets to the moon, making missiles take the palm, nuclear power for our own, raising hell from the mine to the last human sacrifice. Well, if you think all's well and strong, there's a movement that's uprising. If you think we can take that, you've got one hell of a shot coming. You might just have pushed too far, you're superior to nothing. The ungovernable force is gonna drag you out of hiding. You think you've got us beaten, you make one slip and you'll know it. We're watching every move you make as you're us, forget it. For once we take an inch, you just watch us take the mile. Your servants turn their backs and your inner world starts to slide. My superior, you are the rulers, we're the rules. You said the grass is green on the other side. We couldn't see, of course. You represent your people, it's your own con you put first. You brought up from all countries, your investment to preserve. False invader Russians when peace was on for love.
It's a decision which could mean that millions of pounds of public cash has been wasted. Mayor Sadiq Khan has withdrawn his support for the Garden Bridge over the Thames. He believes it would be too risky for taxpayers, but the trust behind the bridge says it will still push on with the project.
Well, there we are. We hope you had a successful and lovely time. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope that the residents came and enjoyed it as well. If you wouldn't mind clearing up your litter after you, that would be hugely appreciated. Thank you.